tired even when they barely move forward? Why do so many dreams slowly disappear before they even begin? Why do people wake up every morning feeling like they are falling behind even when they are trying their best? The answer is painful. Most people spend too much time watching everybody else, watching their success, watching their lifestyle, watching their progress, and without even realizing it, they slowly stop building a life of their own. There is a silent trap destroying confidence every single day. A trap that quietly steals motivation, peace, and happiness. It does not arrive loudly, it grows slowly, one comparison at a time, one opinion at a time, one moment of self-doubt after another. Many people believe failure is the reason they feel stuck. The truth is often far deeper than that. Sometimes the biggest thing standing between a person and the life they want is distraction, the endless habit of looking left and right instead of looking within. A surprising truth many people never talk about is this. Research has shown that constant comparison can deeply affect mental well-being and confidence. The more people compare themselves to others, the harder it becomes to feel satisfied with personal progress. Social media made this problem even stronger. Every day, millions of people scroll through carefully edited moments of success, happiness, wealth, and achievement. Yet behind many of those perfect moments hides stress, struggle, fear, and uncertainty that very few people ever show. The strange part is this. The people who seem the most successful are often deeply focused on one thing, their own growth, their own discipline, their own purpose. They spend less energy trying to compete and more energy trying to improve. While many people waste years chasing approval, successful people quietly build themselves behind closed doors. In this video, you will learn why focusing too much on other people quietly destroys your confidence. You will understand the hidden psychological reason comparison leaves people feeling unhappy and exhausted. You will discover why seeking approval from everybody creates emotional chains that become harder to break over time. Most importantly, you will learn how shifting your attention back to yourself can completely change the direction of your life. There is also a powerful lesson near the end that many people realize far too late. A lesson about time, self-respect, and personal growth that could completely change the way you see your future. Missing that part may mean missing the message that finally helps everything make sense. This video is for anyone who feels lost, stuck, jealous, frustrated, or tired of feeling behind. Because the truth is simple. Your life becomes stronger when your focus becomes stronger. And sometimes growth begins the moment you stop watching everybody else. Welcome to our channel. If you believe it is time to focus on yourself and build a better future, subscribe right now and join us for more powerful videos that help you grow, think deeper, and become the best version of yourself. Every morning, millions of people wake up and begin a silent competition without even realizing it. Before the day even starts, the comparison begins. Someone already seems richer. Someone looks more attractive. Someone appears more successful. Someone seems happier, more confident, more fulfilled. And slowly, without saying a word, a dangerous thought enters the mind. Maybe I am falling behind. It happens so quietly that most people never stop to question it. They simply accept the feeling and carry it throughout the day. A person checks social media for only a few minutes, yet somehow feels worse afterward. One photo becomes 10 photos. One success story becomes 20 success stories. Vacations, expensive lifestyles, achievements, relationships, perfect bodies, luxury, happiness. It feels like everybody else is moving forward while life somehow stays the same. But there is something deeply misleading about this cycle that very few people truly understand. People rarely show their failures. They rarely show loneliness, fear, rejection, stress, debt, sleepless nights, disappointment, or the hard days where everything feels uncertain. Most people share the best moments and hide the painful ones. That is where the real problem begins. People start comparing their real lives to somebody else's carefully selected moments. They compare confusion to confidence, struggle to success, hard days to polished pictures, private pain to public smiles. After enough time, the mind begins to believe a dangerous lie that everybody else has life figured out. Social media pressure only makes this heavier. Every scroll quietly sends a message. Be better, be richer, be faster, be more attractive, achieve more, prove yourself. And suddenly life becomes less about personal growth and more about trying to keep up. Many people no longer chase dreams because they matter. They chase them because they want approval. They want validation. They want people to notice them, to admire them, to tell them they are enough. At the same time, fear slowly grows. Fear of being left behind, fear that time is running out, fear that success belongs to everybody else. Some people even begin doubting themselves completely because another person seems further ahead. But something important gets lost in all this noise. The more attention people give to everybody else's journey, the less attention they give to their own. Goals become blurry, purpose becomes weaker, confidence slowly disappears. Energy gets wasted on watching instead of building, and over time, something valuable quietly slips away. Peace. Because comparison has a way of stealing joy from moments that once felt meaningful. The hidden danger of focusing too much on other people is that it slowly begins to steal something valuable from you without making any noise. It steals your energy. It steals your focus. It steals the time that could have been spent building a better version of yourself. Many people believe they are working hard toward their goals, yet deep down, much of their mental energy is spent watching everybody else, watching who is winning, watching who failed, watching who has more, watching who moved ahead faster. Hours disappear this way, and most people never even notice the damage it causes. The strange thing about constant comparison is that it slowly changes how people see themselves. A person who once felt motivated begins to feel insecure. Someone who once had confidence begins doubting every decision. After enough comparison, self-belief becomes weaker. Every achievement starts feeling smaller because somebody else always seems to be doing more. Someone else has a better house. Someone else earns more money. Someone else reached success faster. Instead of feeling inspired, people quietly begin feeling defeated. Over time, another problem appears. People stop trusting their own path. They stop listening to their own ideas. They stop creating. Instead, they begin copying habits, copying lifestyles, copying goals that may never have mattered to them in the first place. Suddenly, life becomes less about personal meaning and more about trying to become a version of somebody else. Yet there is something painful about chasing a life that was never truly yours. Every minute spent judging another person becomes a minute taken away from personal growth. Every hour spent worrying about somebody else's success becomes an hour stolen from your own improvement. While energy gets wasted on comparison, opportunities quietly pass by. Skills remain undeveloped. Dreams stay unfinished. Confidence stays weak because attention keeps moving outward instead of inward. The truth that many people rarely notice is that successful individuals usually spend far less time worrying about competition than people assume. They are busy learning, busy improving, busy becoming stronger mentally, emotionally, and financially. They understand something powerful. Growth requires focus. Progress requires discipline. Constantly looking around only slows the journey. Many people spend years trying to prove themselves to the world while ignoring the areas of life that actually need work. Health gets ignored. Discipline disappears. Goals become unclear. Potential stays trapped because attention is scattered everywhere. Slowly, frustration grows, and people start wondering why life feels stuck while effort feels endless. The truth is, everything begins shifting the moment attention begins shifting, because life has a strange way of following whatever receives the most focus. There is another silent habit that quietly holds people back, and many never realize how deeply it controls their decisions. It is the need for approval. The desire to be accepted, the constant need for people to agree, support, praise, or understand every choice being made. At first, it seems harmless. Everyone wants to be liked. Everyone wants support from family, friends, or society. But somewhere along the way, this need becomes stronger than personal dreams. And that is when something dangerous begins to happen. Many people stop chasing goals long before they ever fail. They stop because they are afraid of judgment, afraid of criticism, afraid of hearing people say you are making a mistake or you are dreaming too big. Some people stay trapped in jobs they hate because they fear disappointing others. Some never start businesses because they worry about looking foolish. Some never follow passion because they are scared of being misunderstood. Slowly, fear becomes stronger than ambition. The painful truth is that many dreams quietly disappear because of opinions that may never even matter in the future. A person wants to change their life but immediately starts thinking about what others will say. Friends may laugh. Family may question the decision. Society may judge every step. And because of that pressure, people often choose comfort over growth. They choose safety over possibility. They choose silence over action. The strange part is that no matter how hard someone tries, pleasing everyone never works. There will always be criticism. There will always be misunderstanding. Some people will doubt your choices simply because they do not understand your vision. Others may project their own fears onto your future. Sometimes the people who question your dreams are people who gave up on their own. Trying to make everybody comfortable often comes at a heavy cost. Personal growth becomes slower because too much energy is spent avoiding judgment. Honest opinions stay hidden. Big goals become smaller. Confidence starts depending on outside validation instead of inner belief. And after enough time, people begin shaping their lives around expectations that never truly belong to them. The reality is that personal growth often feels uncomfortable. Growth asks people to be misunderstood for a while, to take risks that others may question, to believe in progress even when nobody claps. Because the people who eventually change their lives are usually the ones willing to keep moving forward even when approval never arrives. When life becomes controlled by opinions, something important slowly fades away. Identity. Little by little, people stop asking themselves what they truly want and begin asking what everybody else expects from them. At some point, everything begins to change when attention finally returns to the place where it always belonged. Yourself. This shift may sound simple, but for many people it becomes one of the hardest things to do. Because after spending so much time watching others, comparing, seeking approval, and worrying about being behind, focusing inward can feel unfamiliar. Yet this is where real growth quietly begins. The moment energy stops chasing everybody else and starts building something meaningful within. A powerful change starts with one small question. Instead of waking up and asking, "What are they doing?" ask, "What can I improve today?" That single question changes direction. Suddenly, life becomes less about competition and more about progress. Less about proving something and more about becoming something. The attention that once went toward judging other people slowly begins creating momentum in personal growth. Some improvements do not look exciting at first. They look small, almost invisible. Waking up a little earlier, reading for 10 minutes, staying consistent with exercise, learning a skill, spending less time complaining, becoming more disciplined with time, taking care of health before problems appear, protecting mental peace instead of feeding stress. These small actions may seem ordinary, but over time they quietly transform people in powerful ways. Habits shape far more than most people realize. Every day becomes a vote for the kind of person someone is becoming. A person who constantly delays important things strengthens procrastination. A person who keeps promises to themselves slowly builds trust and confidence. Discipline may feel difficult at the beginning, but it often creates freedom later. Freedom from regret, freedom from chaos, freedom from feeling stuck. Mindset matters just as much. Many people spend years trapped because they keep repeating limiting thoughts. Thoughts that say success belongs to somebody else. Thoughts that say life is unfair or personal change is impossible. But growth starts becoming real when the mind begins asking better questions. Instead of focusing on excuses, attention moves towards solutions. Instead of waiting for motivation, action becomes the priority. Health also becomes part of this transformation. Physical energy affects mental energy more than people realize. Poor habits slowly drain confidence and focus, while healthier choices quietly strengthen both body and mind. The same is true for inner peace. Constant noise, drama, comparison, and negativity make it harder to hear personal goals clearly. Sometimes protecting peace becomes one of the most powerful forms of self-respect. Massive change rarely arrives in one dramatic moment. It often grows through small improvements repeated every day. Quiet progress, consistent effort, better choices, a stronger mindset. Because in the end, the person someone becomes matters far more than the temporary approval of people who were never building their future in the first place. One of the biggest reasons people lose motivation is because they believe life is supposed to follow a perfect timeline. By a certain age, success should already be there. Money should already be stable. Dreams should already be achieved. And when life moves slower than expected, frustration begins to grow. People start looking around and asking painful questions. Why am I behind? Why is everybody moving faster? Why does success seem easier for everyone else? Quietly, comparison turns life into a race that was never meant to exist. The truth is, life has never moved at the same speed for everyone. Some people find success early. Others struggle for years before things finally begin changing. Some people build confidence quickly. Others spend decades learning how to believe in themselves. Some people succeed at 25. Others find purpose at 45. Some people only begin growing after failure breaks them apart. Some only become stronger after pain teaches lessons comfort never could. Yet many people make the mistake of believing they are too late simply because somebody else arrived earlier. They forget that every person carries different struggles, different opportunities, different fears, and different responsibilities. Comparing timelines only creates unnecessary pressure. One person may spend years fighting battles nobody else can see. Another may have support, resources, or opportunities that made progress easier. Life was never designed to be identical. The danger of rushing through life is that people start chasing speed instead of growth. They want quick results, quick success, quick validation. They become impatient with progress because somebody else appears further ahead. But fast growth does not always mean meaningful growth. Many people look successful from the outside while quietly feeling lost inside. Some people achieve everything they wanted only to realize they were building a life that never truly made them happy. Growth works differently. Growth asks for patience. It asks people to keep going even when results feel slow, to trust effort before rewards arrive, to keep building when nobody notices progress yet. Real confidence often grows quietly. Discipline grows quietly. Healing grows quietly. Strong foundations are usually built in silence. There is something powerful that happens when people stop competing and start focusing on personal progress. Pressure slowly begins to disappear. Jealousy becomes weaker. Anxiety about being behind starts fading. Energy shifts away from proving something to others and moves toward becoming better than yesterday. Because the reality is simple. Every person has a different journey, a different story, and a different season of growth. Your timeline belongs to you, and no amount of comparison can build the future you are supposed to create. Your life begins to change the moment your focus begins to change. Real change rarely happens overnight. It does not arrive all at once. It grows slowly, choice by choice, habit by habit, decision by decision. The person you become tomorrow is being shaped by the things you give your attention to today. Every moment spent building yourself moves you closer to peace, confidence, and purpose. Every moment spent comparing yourself to others quietly pulls you further away from the life you truly want. Right now, while so many people are busy watching everybody else, chasing approval, comparing timelines, and doubting themselves, something important is waiting. Your dreams are waiting. Waiting for your attention, waiting for your effort, waiting for the moment you finally decide that your growth matters more than somebody else's opinion. Because deep down, you already know something has to change. You already know that constantly looking around has never brought real peace. It only creates pressure, frustration, and self-doubt. The truth is, the future you want cannot be built while your energy is scattered everywhere else. Growth asks for focus. Discipline asks for patience. Confidence asks for action. The strongest version of yourself is built in quiet moments, in the moments where nobody is clapping, in the moments where progress feels slow, in the moments where you choose to keep going anyway. So here is a challenge for you. For the next 30 days, try something different. Spend less time watching other people. Spend less time comparing your journey to theirs. Spend less time worrying about who is ahead. Instead, focus on becoming someone you are proud of. Improve one habit. Strengthen your mindset. Protect your peace. Take one small step every single day toward the person you want to become, because small changes repeated daily can completely transform a life. And one day, maybe sooner than you think, you will look back and realize something powerful. The moment you stopped competing was the moment your real growth finally began. The moment you stopped chasing approval was the moment you found confidence. The moment you focused on yourself was the moment everything slowly started changing. One day you will thank yourself for choosing growth over comparison. If this video connected with you and helped you see things differently, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more powerful content that helps you grow stronger, think deeper, and become the best version of yourself.